Every death certificate tells a story, but sometimes the story it hides is bigger than the one it tells. December 2010, East Texas. A woman named Lori Erica Ruff takes her own life. Her husband finds her body in the driveway. Their 2-year-old daughter waits inside the house. The grief is real. The tragedy is heavy. But when her family opens the box she left behind, they discover something darker. Lori Erica Ruff wasn't real. Not her name, not her past, not her life. She was a ghost, a stolen identity, a woman who walked among them every single day, and was never who she claimed to be. On the surface, Lori lived a quiet suburban life. Married to Blake Ruff, son of a respected Texas family, a mother, a neighbor, someone you might pass in the grocery store aisle without a second thought. But beneath that suburban smile was a wall of secrets. She was distant, guarded, paranoid at times. Blake's family noticed she avoided talking about her past. No childhood stories, no high school friends, no photographs of a family she supposedly left behind. And when she finally broke, when she ended her life, her family's grief turned into suspicion, because in her belongings they found a locked box, and inside was the truth. The box held scraps of a vanished life, documents that told the story of a woman who had become someone else. The trail led back to 1988, when a young woman walked into a Social Security office in Idaho. She used the name Becky Sue Turner, a 2-year-old who had died in a Washington house fire in 1971. She had taken the name of the dead, and with that birth certificate, she applied for a Social Security number. From there, she became Lori Kennedy, and later, Lori Ruff. The dead child became her ticket to a new existence. Why would someone steal a life? To escape abuse? To flee a crime? To bury a past too dark to tell? And how many of the people we see every day, colleagues, neighbors, friends, are ghosts in borrowed skin? Investigators and family pieced together fragments, but her true motive was never nailed down. Some theories say she was running from an abusive home, that her only chance at survival was to erase herself and start over. Others suggest criminal ties, that she was linked to fraud, maybe worse, and needed to disappear. Still others whisper about mental illness, a woman so fractured she believed reinvention was the only way forward. But in the end, the motive is almost irrelevant, because for more than 20 years, she lived the lie, and no one knew. The mechanics were chillingly simple. Step 1, find a dead child, someone young enough that their identity wouldn't have a long paper trail, someone no one alive would question. Step 2, use their birth certificate to get a Social Security number. Step 3, build slowly, credit cards, a driver's license, school enrollment, a job. Brick by brick, a ghost becomes a person. By the time Lori Ruff was living in Texas, marrying into a prominent family, she had been building her new life for more than a decade. She had erased whoever she really was. And the box of secrets? It revealed not only the paper trail, but the careful paranoia, notes to herself, fragments of past identities, a roadmap of deception only she could understand. Could you do it? Could you throw away your name, your family, your history, and live as someone else? Would you have the patience to build a new identity, brick by brick, lie by lie? And what kind of desperation would drive you to even try? Lori Ruff wasn't the first, and she won't be the last. Identity theft is more than credit cards and phishing emails. There is an entire underground market where real names are traded, bought, and stolen like currency. Fugitives use them, abuse survivors use them, sometimes even spies use them. The Ruff case was shocking not because it happened, but because she lived the lie so long and so well. There are others, right now, living in your city, your state, your neighborhood, people who are not who they say they are, ghosts walking in borrowed flesh. When the truth surfaced, Blake Ruff was shattered. The woman he loved, the mother of his child, a stranger. His family, once skeptical of her secrecy, finally had their answer. But the answer didn't heal. It only deepened the wound. And the child she left behind? She will grow up with questions no one can fully answer. Questions about her mother, her name, her blood. What can we learn from Lori Erica Ruff? And first, that reinvention is easier than we think. A birth certificate, a number, and patience can create a whole new person. Second, that secrecy has a cost. Lori lived 2 lives, but she died with neither intact. And third, that sometimes the stranger isn't across the world. Sometimes it's sitting at your dinner table. The greatest betrayals don't always come from those who leave us. Sometimes they come from those who stay and never tell us who they really are. You've been listening to What We Weren't Told. We don't just read headlines, we walk into the shadows together. We are a tribe, and every week we uncover truths most people would rather ignore. If this story pulled you in, like and subscribe. It motivates us to keep creating and to keep bringing you more of what we weren't told. But Lori Ruff isn't alone. Not every deception is built in silence. Some are built in seduction. Next time, we dive into the story of an online siren, a woman who lured men into love, drained their lives, and left them ruined. Not a fake life, not a fake death, but a trap set in whispers and sprung in desire.